Around 9 o'clock, we heard a big boom noise. Boom! And it was loud, loud, loud.
Yes, I heard the explosion. We heard it first, the echo from here. Then it was here. I said, oh my God, it's the end of the world.
We heard some explosions, 2, 3. We thought about, I thought maybe it was an electrical transformer or something popping in the distance.
First I heard one boom, I thought a big transformer. Confederate said, it's a transformer. But I said, we've been sitting in the door now for about 2 hours, 3 hours. But it went again. Boom, boom.
I think the lever cracked, and they helped it the rest of the week. They had a bomb. They bombed that sucker.
I didn't only hear the explosion, I felt the explosion. And it should be somebody else heard and felt the explosion besides me.
I don't believe that the levees were blown. I believe that my people heard explosions. When water gusts through a gaping hole, you have a crack that go from being a crack to a gaping hole, you're going to hear some type of sound. The levees gave.
I don't think it was blown up, I'll be honest with you. I think what they heard was it was a possibility they could have heard the snapping of the ropes that hold these barges together. I almost have to believe they heard the barge hit that concrete wall, because it just looks to me like that barge was the thing that knocked that wall down.
I'm 45 years old. I'm a New Orleans native. I've been in New Orleans all my life. My mother was born in New Orleans. My father was born in New Orleans. My grandmother was born in New Orleans. And I was there when Hurricane Betsy hit.
In 1965, during Hurricane Betsy, there was an intentional dynamite of the levees, and that caused the lower Ninth Ward to flood. People were on their roofs. Several people lost their lives. They dynamited the levees and flooded the lower Ninth Ward in order to save some of the more expensive property in the lakefront area.
They're not going to never leave nothing happen to this French Quarter. Okay, nothing ain't going to happen. If the French Quarter go, everything go. They blew that levee so the water could release on that side of the city.
During Hurricane Betsy, there were rumors, and it became almost an article of faith with people in the community that the Ninth Ward flooded because there was an intentional breach of the levee. It was never investigated. It was neither proven nor disproven. In this case,
I think there are too many similarities between the 1927 flood and Katrina. For one thing, the levee policy of the federal government, the flood protection policy of the federal government, was, directly responsible. I mean, it was deeply flawed in 1927 and had been widely criticized. The city of New Orleans had exercised its political muscle and dynamited the levee outside the city, flooded out its neighbors.
And this wasn't about race, it was about money. The people who were flooded out of their homes were in St. Bernard Parish. They were almost all of them were white. So as I say, it had nothing about race. It was an enormous event. It flooded the homes of over 1 million people, which back then was almost 1% of the entire population of the United States.